So when you come to your classrooms, and especially with the kindergartners that we have down the hall, and you look at the ceiling, you look at the walls, and they have all these pictures of these different professions going around the walls. It's there to tell you something. And sometimes in certain schools that we're in, it's there to tell you something as you're growing up. It's to paint a picture in your mind. You never see a businessman or someone who owns a business. You don't see anything like that. You see somebody who's working for someone because you're being told or indoctrinated that I have to, when I get older, I get out of school and I go to work for somebody. When you get to high school, you're going to be told that you need to go to college so that when you get out of college, you can find a good job to work in. Remember I told you how much it cost me to go to school? Yeah. How much did it cost me to go to school?
$100,000.
Over $100,000. Now, if I believe what those people have told me as I was coming up through school, that I should be a fireman and there's nothing wrong with being those things, but I should only be someone who works for somebody. Do you think someone's going to give me $100,000 to pay back those loans? No, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. So, this is the power with the decision and in attaining the knowledge that you have afforded to you, and what you can do with that knowledge. Who here thinks that I have to go work for somebody when I get out of college?
No.
When you get out of college, you're going to go look for a job, right?
Yes.
Yes, you're going to go look for a job. So you paid all this money. Now you're going to go look for a job. You know that the economy is very bad right now, and it might not get any better by the time that you get out of college?
What?
The economy is very bad, meaning that it's going to be hard to find a job. When I graduated, that was the year that this country went into a depression. So you know how long, can somebody guess how long it took me to find a job?
5 years.
Someone said 5 years?
14
years? I didn't graduate from college 14 years ago. I'm not that old.
10 years ago.
It took me 2 years to find a job.
2 years?
2 years. So that means I went 2 years without being able to put money in my bank account. I went 2 years without being able to pay my bills. I went 2 years without being able to pay my student loans. I lost my apartment. I lost my car. I had to go and live with my parents.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, I'm an adult. I'm grown, and I had to go and live with my parents. That's terrible, right?
Yes. For 10 years.
It's like I'm a little child. Like, what are y'all?
So Andre,
That really happened. That really happened. So, do you know how I made money? Do you know how I made money?
Chores?
I made money off of my talents. When my education, listen, when my, I'm speaking, when my education couldn't do for me what I needed it to do, I had talents to fall back on. When I was younger, someone showed me how to work audio equipment. Someone taught me how to be an audio engineer. So I took that talent and I started doing live sound jobs. That's how I made money when my education wasn't able at the moment to make the money for me. My father taught me how to speak in public. So I was able to go places and do public speaking events, and I got paid for that. That's how I was able to make money, because of my talents. The talents that it is that you have when your education doesn't work for you can serve well for you. Now, I'm not telling you not to get an education. I went and got an education in my talent, audio engineering. I also got my education in business. So when the economy got a little better, I was able to get a job in business. Now, again, how much did I pay for my education? $100,000. So, the people who I worked for at that time, they're not going to give me $100,000 to pay back my education. And I told myself I didn't pay $100,000 to go out and work for someone. I paid $100,000 for knowledge. That knowledge I can use to make something for myself. So I decided to make my own business. So you know what? Now, besides me working here, I work here because I love working with you guys, and I want you to not make the same mistakes that I made, and I want you to get the information that I didn't have when I was younger. But now I work for myself. I pay myself my own salary. One mic?
One voice.
I can't hear you.
One voice.
One mic?
One
everybody here. I pay myself my own salary. I work in my business with my wife. My wife was doing the same thing. She got an education. My wife has 4 degrees. Yeah, she has 4 degrees. And she was working at this big-time job in the city with businesses all over the world. She helped businesses all over the world start. Or if the business has a problem, she consults them, which means that she tells them how their business can get better. But she decided, you know what? I have all this education. I can do this myself. I don't have to work for someone to go out and tell someone how to start up their own business. I can do it myself. And I have my own businesses that I want to start. So she said, you know what? I want to start my business. So I started my business and she started working on hers. So we both own our own businesses where we don't have to worry about anybody telling us what to do. I don't have to worry about coming into work late. Because I wake up and I'm the boss. That's what I want for you. I want you to be able to wake up one day and say, you're the boss. I don't want you to have to be what the people here tell you that you're going to be. When you get out of college, you don't have to work for someone. You can be the person who somebody works for. But you have to understand that. You have to get that notion into your head. You're not the worker bee. You're the queen bee or the king bee. You're the one who people are supposed to be working for. You're that talented. So you have to figure out what talent it is that you have, and then you mix it with your education. And with all of that, with that knowledge that you have, it's powerful. And remember all the kids that came to the orientation, when I showed you about the mind that's filled with air and the mind that's filled with knowledge? The mind that was filled with air, I likened it to a balloon that had air in it. And when you put fire to it, it pops. But I likened a balloon with water in it, and when you put fire to it, it won't pop. Because a mind that's filled with knowledge can't be destroyed. You set the rules. You set the game. That's why it's important for you to do your schoolwork. That's why it's important for you to come here to learn, so that one day you can be like me, and not just like me, you can be even better than me. Does anybody want to be like that? Do you really want to be like that? Because it doesn't sound like it. Who wants to be like that? Who wants to be a boss? Who here wants to work for someone for the rest of their life? Who wants to be the boss? Me! Say it like you mean it. Who wants to be? Each and every one of you is talented enough to be someone who owns something. And I'm going to hold you to it. Who here wants to be a boss? Me! Right. Bosses eat well, so bosses get a cookie. Everybody gets a cookie. And remember, all those who took 4 the last time, you can only take 1. Bosses eat well. So remember, when you eat something that tastes good, then it reminds you that I'm going to be a boss. Come take some. This is what being a boss tastes like. One. Remember, you have what it takes to be somebody. You have what it takes to be better than what anybody else tells you that you can be. You have what it takes. One mic? Right here. You have what it takes to be the best that it is that you can be. You only have one life to live. So you have to make the best out of that life that you have. Don't be average. My friend has this company called Average is Failure. Don't be average. It's a wasted life to be average. You have to be the best that it is that you can be. You have to be better than everybody else that's out there. And in this room, we have this. And this is one shot against us. The color that it is that we are, we have one shot against us. One shot. So that means it's going to be 10 times harder for us to be successful. It's going to be 10 times harder for us to get what it is that we want out of life. So you have to work extremely hard to get to where it is that you want to be. Average is not going to get you there.